Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Friday the 29th, also known as Black Friday to a lot of the world, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning way earlier than I wanted to. Stupid dog was just up, off and on all night long, and a real pain in the butt, so it was like probably 5 something or whatever it was in the morning. Said to hell with it, and went out with her, had her outside a couple different times, and apparently it wasn't enough. She kept coming back in and going back out, going back out. So I just said hell with it, went out in the living room with her because I kept disturbing my wife. I wanted her to get more sleep, so went out in the living room and basically just listened to a podcast. So I laid down on the couch for a little bit and didn't fall asleep, but got her to settle down. At least the dog was quiet and let my wife sleep. So I'd say probably roughly, I don't know, a little before 7, I got up again and said to hell with it. Just gave up, went out and got in the hot tub for a little bit, got the dogs out there, got back in, got them fed, got them taken care of, and was getting ready to take off. I was going to go to Turkey Rod Run, car show / swap meet, and it's much more of a swap meet than it is a car show. I thought, I don't know, I remember when I first moved here, I thought it had more car show feel to it, and swap meet also, but it is much more swap meet, less car show now. How are you doing today? So went ahead and got the dogs all fed and got them cared, got them ready to go, and then as I was taking off, I wanted to be there by probably, I wanted to be there a little after 8. It opened up at 8 o'clock. So I thought, well, I want to get there before 8, so I want to get around for it to get set up, but I also didn't want to get there lady there. So went ahead, wife was awake, told her I was taking off, and figured she was going to go back to sleep because she was waking up fully. But told her dogs were at, was doing the dogs, all the good fun stuff. They're already fed and whatnot. She'd agreed to watch the dogs for me today so I could basically be good with them and didn't think about it all day long while I was up the show. So jumped in the car, headed up that way, got there, and holy crap, it is a disaster, man. Like, the traffic is backed up onto the interstate from the racetrack, everybody trying to get in, and it's kind of poorly done. Like, one, the parking, the way they do it, they got people out there who are helping people park, but they're not good at directions. They're just kind of expecting people to kind of know how to park, and we can't expect people to know nothing. Like, they need to go take a lesson or two from Disney, because Disney can park a group of cars, man. Like, it would take literally 1 week of training over there, and you would learn more than you're gonna learn in your lifetime here at the racetrack, but it is what it is. So finally got in, took a long time. Finally got in though, and went and got my entry paid, headed into the show / swap meet, what I want to call it, and got in there, and it was probably 8:30, maybe 8:45 or so when I actually got into the event. So got in, got walking around and stuff, and this morning it was nice and warm, and I think the warmest it was like 7 a.m. Might have been 6 a.m. But anyway, before I left, I was like, I don't need a jacket, I don't need pants, I don't need none of that stuff. So I thought I'm good to go until I got there, and it seemed like every hour it dropped like another degree or two, and just kept getting chillier and chillier. But it never had like a big cold snap that made you think, oh, go buy a hoodie, go buy a jacket. But I would have happily paid the entry fee, which I think is like $20. If my wife had said, hey, I want to come check out the show, I would have happily paid the $20 for her to bring me a jacket. But it is what it is. So walking around and just enjoying it best I could. I hit the swap meet up first, went and looked at the cars in the car showy part, which isn't a lot. And went and looked at what they call the car corral, which is basically cars for sale. And they gotta be 30 years or older, but apparently they don't really care as long as you pay the money to get your car in there. There was a lot of garbage. The last 2 years I was up there looking for, actually a couple years, probably the last 3 years, been looking for a vehicle for myself until I found my Suburban for 2 years, and didn't find anything up there worth having for the price I was wanting to pay. And then last year I was up there, and I went with a pocket full of cash, 100% ready to buy my wife something, because I'd been looking for almost 2 years to buy her a car, and she couldn't make her mind up what she wanted. And I was like, she just basically said, just buy me something. I want a cute, convertible, and little. Those are the descriptions I had. So I went there with the sole intention of buying her a vehicle, and could not make a deal on anything that was worth having. There was one, it was a beautiful Mustang convertible that I liked last year, but had a few issues. The guy was a little less than honest, I guess, in his description of what it was when I was looking at it, and I called him in a couple lies. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot I did that way. I'm like, you forgot that you did, like, that's some pretty big forgetting there. So went ahead and skipped on that one, because I thought, if you're willing to lie about something that's so easy to be found, how do I trust anything else you said? So, but walked on the show today and just walked and saw a bunch of stuff. Talked to a few people here and there. Talked to the guy who's building my garage. He sets up there and tries to sell buildings out of there as well. And talked to him for a few minutes in the morning. And before, it was a little bit after 10 a.m., my watch beeped and said I'd walked 10,000 steps already, which that's only said it has. It doesn't say 20, 30, it doesn't say more, it just says 10. So that's like the daily step goal I put in the watch. And it was just shortly after 10 a.m. and it said I'd walked the 10,000 steps already. So I was like, cool, not a big deal. So I wandered around a little bit, just kind of enjoying it, and got a text from my wife saying the dogs were great. She was fine. I think that meant that she was finally up and around and fully active for the day. So the dogs were doing good. So didn't have to worry about that. So I just kept wandering around the place, just checking out a few cars here and there, checking out some stuff for sale, talked to a couple people here and there, and then just wandered around. Ended up seeing, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Gypsy, the little kid who builds hot rod motors and shit, whatever, fixes carburetors and stuff on cars. He was there. Talked to him and his dad for a couple minutes. Nice enough couple, kid, you know, just a young kid, super respectful. Everything went good there. Went around the shop, just didn't find anything I wanted to buy, and basically was out just checking things out for the most part, but just kind of enjoying it. And like I said, walking all the time, just so much walking going on. You don't realize like how long from, like, I don't know, let's just say 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. is a shit ton of walking. Like, you virtually do not stop. So, I mean, I stopped to look at car stuff, but I was on my feet the whole time and never quit. But ended up wandering around. Had a decent time, like I said. Was hoping to bump into a couple guys that I know around here also. Didn't see them around. But saw one of the guys' vehicles and didn't see him near it at all. So didn't get a chance to talk to him. But overall, wasn't too bad. Like I said, it kept getting chillier and chillier. And I was like, holy crap. Talked to one guy about some wheels for my Suburban. Asked him if they have this style and that size and whatnot, and he was like, no, they don't. They claim they have them, but they never have them in stock. So he looked on the website, claims they have 9 in stock, but they don't have anything here. They got shipped anyway, so I go home and look. So got to see if I can find them on the website and go from there. But talked to another guy, he had some wheels in stock, and I asked him what size he had, and he told me. I said, well, I want 18s, not 17s. He goes, why? I said, well, it's because of what I want. He's like, is it because of your brakes? I'm like, yeah, my brakes, I know fit 17s, but I want 18s because 18s tires are bigger, or cheaper than 17s and stuff. A lot more available out there. And for a cost and that, and he's like, well, yeah, but the brake, what brake kit you got? He starts telling him, like, I don't give a shit what it is. Like, I want 18s. And do you have 18s in this size? Well, I got 17s right here, but I can tell you they can fit. You give me the brakes. I'm like, I know, I told you I want 18s. Because the tires, the guy's like, well, yeah, but if you just knew about the brake, I'm like, you know what, just have a great day. He looked at me and goes, what? I go, I don't want any of your fucking wheels. Like, I'm telling you I want 18s because tire pricing. I said 17s would fit my brakes, but I don't want 17s. I want 18s because tire pricing. Because I plan on driving this truck a lot. So I want to be able to buy cheap tires. And they're going to make 18s a lot more available than they're 17s. So why spend a couple $1,000 on wheels, then have to overprice tires when they're falling out of favor to 17s. So it makes no damn sense at all. But the guy was like really like pissed off that I wasn't gonna listen to his spiel about how his 17s would fit over my brakes. And I'm like, yeah, my brakes told me they'd fit 17s. I just don't want them. So he seemed rather taken back by that fact that I wasn't gonna be, you know, bewildered by his brake knowledge. I'm like, I don't give a shit about your brake knowledge. I want 18s, period. Don't give a shit if I got stock brakes on it. I want 18s because of the tire price. So that's what it is. So I didn't buy anything from him, but no big deal. Went around, thought about grabbing myself like a little meal or something there, until I saw $20 for a hamburger and fries, and they were not good looking. They were very like overcooked, dry, small ass, looked like Safeway hamburgers. It was like, holy shit, I don't have $20 for that. I'm like, I'll waste money on shit. Like, I just bought a almost $450 bottle of booze the other day that I wanted. But that's something I'll enjoy. I don't mind overpaying for shit. I'm not overpaying for garbage. And then all these giant tip jars out there. You want me to pay $20 for a $5 hamburger and then tip you also? Like, no, I'm good. So I just skip meals, which I usually don't eat a lot of breakfast or lunch anyway. So it wasn't a big deal. But went back by, talked to the guy who built my garage for a little bit again, and then chatted with a few other people throughout the day. And like I said, it was getting chillier and chillier as it went. Didn't find anything to buy for my wife. I was looking for like a nutcracker. She decided she wants to collect nutcrackers now, so I was looking for them. Saw one place that had 2 nutcrackers, and they were like, I don't know, about 7 foot tall. They were $1,400 each. So I'm like, nope, not that into nutcrackers. Not gonna happen. So I went ahead and said to hell with it, left there, and it was kind of, I was working my way towards the parking lot, towards my gate, I guess, the speedway, kind of where I was parked. And as I was kind of wandering out that direction, it started to rain. And I was like, oh no, I'm already too cold. And it started to rain, so I hooked it to the car real quick. Got a little bit wet, wasn't too bad. Got in the car, fired up, kicked the heat on, and by the time I got in the car, got in the parking lot, it was 4 o'clock. So the show was basically ending. For the last 2 hours, people have been covering up all their stuff anyway, like swap meet people and like a lot of that stuff. I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? You guys are here. Like, it goes from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like, why are you closing up already like at 2? Like, there was one guy, how his shit all packed up and was gone at noon. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is where people are here to buy money, that spend money on you, but whatever. So, had a couple cars that I kind of was interested in that could have been a possibility. And one of them had 3 for sale signs on it and no phone numbers, no information, didn't say age, price, mileage, nothing. Just for sale in 3 spots and no way to get a hold of him. And I walked to the car like twice, so somebody was like watching from a distance. I'm like, hey man, that guy's interested, but nope, nobody showed up. And a lot of that type of just ignorance unleveled. But yeah, that's what we got there. So I went ahead and from there headed back home. Let my wife know I was coming. Asked her anything I needed to pick up for her on the way. Said no, she was good. So went ahead and got back to the house, and I guess that was chilly. So I went out to the electric blanket over my feet, warmed my feet up, hung out with the dogs for a little bit, and finished a little cigar that I had left. Got that knocked out. Decided to go for my run, and holy crap, man, my hips and my legs had tightened up a lot from walking all damn day and then stopping, which I knew. I told my wife it's really dumb of me to go sit down, but I wanted to spend a little time with the dogs. Didn't want to confuse them with like literally getting here, changing clothes, and going for a run. Like that would really mess with their head a little bit, I think. So hung out with them outside for a little while though, and then went for my run, and it was not a pleasant run. Got out, I wasn't out, I don't know, half a mile in my run, and it started raining. And it was just that weird slow rain where you're just kind of getting wet but not soaked. So super annoying rain, but then I'm cold all day. Got a little bit warm, electric blanket on my feet, and then got cold and wet both my run. So got back from my run, jumped in the hot tub to just warm my core up, got my core warmed up, cleaned off in the shower, got the dogs all fed, and then we decided to have leftovers for Thanksgiving leftovers. Knocked out a meal, watched a little bit of Young Sheldon, started to watch another little TV show, and then her dad called, and she's sitting in the living room, and he's kind of hard of hearing, and he like holds the phone weird, so you can hardly hear him going off and on too. So she's yelling at him on the phone, and I can barely hear him. So I just stopped the show and said, hell, headed back outside, hung out with the dogs, had myself another cigar, and turned on the electric blanket to warm my feet up again because it was cold. And I bought a new pair of insulated sweatpants, so got them on, and they're surprisingly pretty warm. So it's pretty excited about that. So I was happy. Went ahead from there, after the cigar, headed back in, had myself a little snack, and wife was zonked out. She was tired again already, so skipped watching anything with her. I just watched a little bit of Castle, a TV show about the writer who helps the detective out on police stuff. I watched an episode of that, ate myself some Doritos, and wrapped it up and called it a night. So that's all I got for now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.